Alright, you wanna know who hurt me? My mom hurt me.
Hey beautiful people, how you are doing today? It's your girl Destiny here and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a video of a black man who came on TikTok to talk about why he hates his mom and why he blames his mom for things he has gone through. Like, he blames his mom generally for all the wrong things that has gone through in his life. And this is a black man, and I find this conversation really interesting, and this story even runs deep. So I'm going to hear you guys hear what he has to say, and then I'll come back and talk.
Alright, you wanna know who hurt me? My mom hurt me. As you see me in this picture, I was in prison. As you see me now, I'm working a security job. I changed my life for myself. But when I was a teenager and I was running these streets, it's because this woman was too busy working and caring about herself. She didn't put me in no sports. She didn't put me in no after school program. She didn't put me in nothing that was going to help my life. So I was running the streets for my gang, robbing people. You feel me? That's what hurt me. And that's what's hurting a lot of these kids getting raised by single mothers who think they know it all. She moved me from my dad. Alright, the connection kind of tripping, but like I said, she moved me from my dad. She ruined my life, bro. And now that I'm trying to make my life better for the future, she's the same person holding me back. How is it that I could give her a bunch of money for her to finish her house in Honduras from the ground up? But when I asked her to give me some money to move the hell out, she don't remember that. Like, yo, you know what? I don't even want to talk about this woman, but this who hurt me, bro. That's who hurt me. Alright? Terrible mom. And the rabbit hole goes deeper, bro. But it's just I don't want to expose myself, trying to expose her. But yeah, she's a bad mother. And the way I think how I think is because of her, bro. But you know what? I don't hate women. I hate terrible single moms. Because I have personal vendetta because of my mom. I don't like terrible single moms. When I see a bad single mother, I think POS. I think scum of the earth. I think she's finna raise a future criminal. Because she don't know what the hell she's doing. By herself. That's what I think.
So let me know your own thought about what he said down in the comment section. This has gotten a lot of people talking and a lot of people sharing their thought on what he said. Let's go hear what other people think about what this brother said, and then I'll come back and share my own thought on this.
Alright, you wanna know who hurt me? My mom hurt me. As you see me in this picture.
When I watch this video, it crystallizes that a lot of men need to forgive their mothers. There's an account on here. Her name is Anointed Fire. I don't know if you've ever seen it. Her stuff is dope. She said forgiveness is basically God giving you he's pulling the veil down on somebody else's hurt, how they were hurting, and he gives you he gives you understanding on where they were coming from, and that gives you the ability to forgive. When I hear his voice, when I hear the words that's coming out his mouth, he's still hurt. A piece of him does hate women. And I'm not saying this to attack him. I'm not saying this like he doesn't have a good heart but when those triggers come up, when a woman reminds him of his mother, how will you react? What do you do in a situation where a woman is pushing buttons that you vow never to let get pushed again? This is why you need to forgive your mother. Young men that were raised with single mothers need to forgive their mothers. And I'm saying forgive because some of their mothers took them from their fathers. Some of their mothers they had a vendetta. Some of their mothers were trifling. Some of their mothers did the wrong thing. And some of their mothers, the father wasn't around. The father wasn't responsible. He wasn't on his job doing nothing. So there's both sides of the spectrum, and both sides of the spectrum still need to forgive. The realest thing I've learned over the past 3 years of my life is the parent that you don't forgive is the parent you become most like. This is why the Bible teaches us to forgive. Because if you don't forgive, the enemy has a legal right into your life. Concerning your parent that you don't want to forgive, the same demon that operates in them will operate in you now because you can't forgive them. So if you know somebody that's going through it with their parents, Don't egg on them not forgiving them. Don't egg on the separation. Encourage them to forgive, because that's a type of pain that you can't take away. We won't have our parents forever, but it doesn't mean that we got to live a life where we hold on to every single thing. We are not perfect either, and we're raising our children too. So do what you want your kid to do for you.
Alright, you wanna know who hurt me? My mom hurt me. As you see me in this picture.
Your mom should be embarrassed of you. She should be disappointed in you. Imagine your parent kicking their going to work every single day so they can put a roof in over your head, food in your stomach, and clothes on your back. But no, you run to Facebook, create a sob story, blame her because you chose to be a follower and be in the street. Imagine your child coming on TikTok and blaming you for their decisions that they willingly made. You were in high school, you knew what was right and what was wrong. I'm pretty sure she taught you all that. But yet, you want to blame her because you don't want to take a look at the fact that you're a follower, as do. And you know what you sound like? You sound like your absent father. I don't know him exactly, but one thing I do know is sons like you and absent dads think the same thing. It's narcissism. It's never your fault. It's always someone else's fault. People should always be blamed for your shortcomings. Like your dad didn't even come back to the store with the milk. And you're mad at your mom for getting out of work bringing some. Then this old ass milk dud over here complaining about regular schmegular duties as a parent. Like y'all want to be neglectful so bad, and then y'all yell at women, y'all blame the court, y'all blame the mothers, because the only way to hold you accountable for not being that parent that you need to be through child support, y'all want to cry and blame everybody. When you had that option to be like, okay, let me see my son or daughter. Like, hey, what do you need? How much money do you need? Does she need diapers? Does she need wipes? Does she need food? Does she need money? Like, literally helping or cooperating with the other parent for your child. Y'all don't want to do that. And when the women go to court to hold y'all accountable and then the law holds y'all accountable, y'all go on public platforms and start making up this sob story blaming women because you don't want to be held accountable for your actions. Just say you're a neglectful parent and move on. The joke's up. The show's over. We all already know what the is going on, and y'all have no excuse. Me and my daughter's father have a domestic violence history, but since he went in that courtroom, he expressed that and he fought for his child. He expressed that he wanted a relationship with his child, which I wasn't stopping in the first place. He just chose not to contact me about, the entire time. I was doing everything by myself anyways. They gave him unsupervised visits. He just dropped her off, and they're having a great relationship because he put that pride aside. He put that shit aside to handle that part of his responsibilities while y'all over here on public platforms crying about it. She's fine. She just wanted more of my garlic bread. But save that fucking sob story for people who give a damn. When it came down to child support, he was being cooperative and not being a piece of about it. Like, y'all are filth. Thanks for showing your...
Alright, you wanna know who hurt me? My mom hurt me. As you see me in this picture, I was in prison. As you see me now, I'm working a security job. I changed my life for myself. But when I was a teenager and I was running these streets, it's because this woman was too busy working and caring about herself. She didn't put me in no sports. She didn't put me in no after school programs. She didn't put me in nothing that was going to help my life. So I was running the streets with my gang, robbing people. You feel me? That's what hurt me. And that's what's hurting a lot of these kids getting raised by single mothers who think they know it all. She moved me from my dad.
These millennial black men are killing their girlfriends and their wives. They have been raised by single black women. They have adopted these black women emotions. They don't know how to control their emotions. So what they do is when they find out that they can't control that woman that they're with, they kill her.
So here we have two perspectives getting to the same point. If you listen to this young man's story, he's telling the truth. He shouldn't be chastised. He should be commended because he lifted himself up after admitting what he did wrong. And he's clearly angry because he was taken away from his father. And from the woman's perspective, It is a state of emergency because we have too many men being reared solely by women. And the only reason is they like the monetary gain. It's about child support. They are keeping these kids away from their father so they can make the money. And this is clearly all it is. Because if a woman wasn't getting that money, you would give that kid to his father in a heartbeat. But you should be doing what's best for the child anyway, and not what's best for you in an effort to control that man. You have to give the damn children to their father, especially these young men when they're about 10 years old. They have to learn how to be a man and deal and see the world as a man and not a woman. And that's why they can't control their emotions. And the things that they're doing, everything is just out of whack. Please give the damn boys to their father. You're doing damage that's you cannot repair. And you wonder why everything is so feminine in them. Give them to their damn father.
Teenager and I was running these streets is because this woman was too busy working and caring about herself.
I feel you, young blood. The nerve of these black women left to fend for themselves with children, working 1 or 2 jobs to ensure stability, food in their belly, roof over their head, and clothes on their back. The nerve of them. And I, too, much like yourself, went to the streets. But I'm going to share a story with you. When I woke up, my mom was already at work, so I knew I wouldn't see my mom till like 6 p.m. So I would let our dog out. And when I let the dog out, I met a wonderful species called Fraggles, right? Wimley, Goble, and Red. Red was cool. She had Afro Puff. She was the rebel. And they would tell me about their adventures and shit. So we would politic for like maybe 10, 15 minutes. I'd get dressed, head out my front door, and it never fails. My next door neighbor would always sing to me, asking me if I want to be his fucking neighbor. I'm like, dude, you've been here for 30 years. Of course I'll be your goddamn neighbor. All right? Stop asking me this shit. By the way, I love your sweater collection. Next door, I would see the hippie guy with a huge fucking afro. I thought he had black in him because I don't know white folks who have an afro like that, but he was a phenomenal painter. And he would tell me, hey, Matthew, if you ever want to learn how to paint, I have seminars. I can teach you how to paint happy trees. It's like, right on, Bob, I got you. So out the door, on my way to the streets, right? And on my way, I would always run into this inspector guy asking me about a Dr. Claw. It's like, I don't know, but he had hella gadgets, a car that can transform, a crazy niece on the money, and a dog with a red nose. And I walk past an alley, see this cat shooting dice. He was orange, and he would always beat up all the other cats. We would politic for like maybe 5-10 minutes. I think his name was Heathcliff. Yeah, he was a bad motherfucker. And I would pass sewer drains, and I ended up befriending 4 reptilians who were kung fu fanatics, much like myself. And I would finally make it to the streets. It was called Sesame. And that's when I put in my work. Used to stash my dope in my pistol with the green dude in the trash can, hang out with a big elephant who always seemed drowsy, happy ass yellow bird, and a lot of other phenomenal individuals who taught me a lot of stuff. And later on in the afternoon, the older individuals would crowd into this warehouse where they would play music and put on shows and skits, and a lot of celebrities slid through and partaked in the festivities, and it was hosted by a green frog with an abusive ass woman. But nonetheless, we had a wonderful time. You know what I mean? And I would always make it home by the time my mom got home, make sure the house was clean, and we would sit up and talk about our day. And I would always remind my mom that I'm truly appreciative of what she's doing on her own to ensure we have a roof over our head, clothes on my back, and food in my belly. And I couldn't wait to go to sleep, wake up in the morning so I can talk to my friends again. Yeah. Peace.
Alright, you wanna know who hurt me? My mom hurt me. As you see me in this picture,
This might ruffle some feathers, but I don't think that venting on social media about really traumatic experiences is always as therapeutic as we want it to be. After doing a little bit of looking into this young man's page, I've come to 2 conclusions. A lot of people who are commenting saying, oh, well, you always want to blame the parent that stayed and you never want to blame the parent that left. He's expressed in a lot of his videos that his mom is a source of trauma and he experienced a lot of traumatic events in life because of his mother's decisions. And those are valid. But in between all of those videos, I saw some misogyny, anti-blackness, homophobia. And I think those feelings can be exacerbated because there are people online that agree with you, or there are people that are online arguing with you because they don't agree with you, and it fuels the rage behind the content. People on TikTok are not trained professionals, and therapy is needed.
Alright, you wanna know who hurt me? My mom hurt me. As you see me in this picture.
Why y'all do this? Why y'all men do this? And I'm not saying his mother's right, but why y'all only blame your mother? You don't blame your father. She moved you away from your father. Why your father didn't come and get you? Why your father didn't take your mother to court to get full custody of you? Why your father didn't put you in extracurricular activities? Like, make it make sense. Y'all need to start blaming both of your parents. Both of your parents were shitty. Stop blaming one parent. Your father wasn't even there for you, and you blaming the parent that was there. Make it make sense. She probably wasn't the perfect mother. You know what? I want a lot of y'all women, if you do not have the funds to take care of a child, get an abortion. Abortion. Say it with me. Abortion.
Alright, I need to clear up a couple things. A lot of y'all in my comments like hating. Y'all don't even understand.
After this day moving forward, I do not want to hear no man complaining about how we don't care about his mental health, his struggles, or his emotional well-being. Because here it is, a young man out here basically crying out for help, sharing his experience, trying to get the healing that he needs. And here I see a bunch of men stitching his video, going in on him. Y'all sit up here screaming to the high heavens how y'all want people to care and y'all want to heal and y'all want to do better, but then when somebody is bold enough to put their life story out there, y'all want to sit up here and bash them and make them feel some type of way. Now, I don't know this young man's life growing up, but let's be for real. We do receive trauma from our parents, from both our mother and our father, from both our present parent and our absent parent. Y'all as grown people want to hold this grown man accountable for some shit that he has done when he was a child. A child, y'all. A child does not have the mindset to make the right decisions, or quote unquote the right decisions. And let's be honest, if his mother is always working the way that he says that she's always working, his mother is not focused on him. Okay? Let's be honest. I'm not saying that his mother fucked him up because I don't know their relationship. I don't know their dynamics growing up. But if you're busy working all the time to provide for your children, when are you ever there for your children? Let's be for real, because we already know our parents provided for us. They made sure we had the bare necessities because that's all they could provide. But you want to know what else too? They did neglect us in other ways, i.e. the emotional support, the mental support, and things of that such. They robbed us of having an actual mother because our mothers were out here being both parents at once. Like, let's be for real. Y'all want to sit up here and talk about how men need to do better, men need to get better, but then it's men out here that's bashing men that want to do so. See, the biggest difference between men and women for real is that women, we will really be out here fighting for ourselves and fighting for other people around us, while men will sit up here and make mistakes and then bash the people who are actually out here fighting to make the changes. Y'all think the world give a fuck about women? No, the world don't give a fuck about women, but women are out here fighting to make sure that their voices are heard. And what are men doing? Oh, women this, women that. Women ain't this, women ain't that. We need women to be this, we need women to be that. What about y'all? And I've heard this man in his videos say that he is responsible for his future. Meaning he is taking accountability for the shit that he has experienced and that he has went through, and he's moving forward and learning to do better and doing better. That's a lot more telling than a lot of y'all men out here who still placing the blame on these women. That ain't even got nothing to do with y'all upbringing. That ain't got nothing to do with y'all lives, period. Make it make sense.
So go ahead and share your thought down in the comment section. Love to know your own opinion on this. But please, let's be respectful down in the comment section. You don't have to disrespect anybody for you to share your opinion. So let's be respectful. So here is my own thought on this is that I went ahead because I am the type of person that I believe that before somebody react a certain way or say certain things, there's a whole lot of hurts that has gone through, and I am not the I know, yes, there are some black men that genuinely hate black women, and I know it stems up from something. So I went to this brother's page to actually find out some of this thing. Like, I did a little bit of research to find out where is this coming from, why does it feel this, why does it feel this place, did he share any other story? And I found out that a couple of his videos has been taken down. I think his channel was even banned at the time. But I also found out that he's not just hating on his mom. Where he's blaming his mom is that he's talking about how his mom is not, because a lot of people think that the mom was working 3 jobs, 4 jobs. That's why the mom didn't have time for him. The mom was providing for him. That was not the case from what the brother said. The brother was talking about how the mom was like, didn't really care or pay attention to him or give him that attention that a child needs. Like, make sure you go to school, you're there at their games and all that. None of that. The mom just went ahead to party, live her life like she didn't have a child. And this mom keeps bringing different men into the house where even some of these men physically abused him. And when he joined the gang, this just made him felt like he had family, because he never knew any other family. Nobody really cares for him like them, so it felt like family to him when he joined the gang. And that now he's in a better relationship with mom, but yeah, he blames his mom, and that everything he is today, he taught himself. So that just summarized a lot of it, because I couldn't get some about these videos. Okay, so they were just bits and pieces story and all that. So that was is there. So here's my own take, knowing the bigger picture of what happened, is that I'm not saying that he has every right and to hate his mom, no, okay, but this is where I want us as people, especially as black women, let's be honest and have the conversation before you choose to have kids. Ask yourself the question, are you ready to have kids? A lot of women, not just even black women, feel like if they have kids, they can lock a man down. If they have kids, they will be fulfilled. If they have kids, they will be. But this is where we need to have that conversation and stop shaming people that refuse to have kids. When those ones have had those conversations with themselves and they said, like, you know what, I can't be responsible for another human being, because this has brought a lot of hate and trauma and pain into our community as black people, where because having kids as women was seen as a norm, like it's a thing of necessity and a thing of that makes you a woman. A lot of women has done this thing, and it wasn't for them. They were not ready. They could not be responsible for another human, because they don't even care. They don't even care about them. So because if you care about yourself, you be able to care for somebody. There's something I always say when I have conversation with friends and family. I said, you can't give what you don't have. You have to love yourself. And when you love yourself, that means that you will make decisions for yourself. Like, you will put yourself first. You will be so selfish that you put yourself first and think about how is this going to help my life. But when you're just doing things just for doing sake and you're not having that conversation, you don't even love yourself. So how are you going to give this human being, this little tiny angel God has given you, how are you even going to love them and give them what they need to flourish? So I really feel like a lot of families, a lot of kids really need to start seeing therapy and start healing, because there's a whole lot of hate. There's a whole lot of pain down there. So let me know your thought about this down in the comment section. Go ahead and share your own thoughts down in the comment section. Please, let's be respectful. Share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation, because that's what we do here. We have conversation. So go ahead and share your thoughts, okay? And with that all said, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Like this video, because that helps YouTube to push up my videos, and that will be you supporting your girl. And with that all said, guys, I will see you guys in my next video. Deuces.